My story on domestic violence is a very serious matter that I'm sharing, and eventually the offenders are going to go to jail because they cannot use and continue to return back to the victim and not get prosecuted. Like it's a repeat pattern. Eventually the police will do the job that they're called to do. A lot of times what you'll hear is law enforcement will say, well, you don't have any bruises on your neck, which in fact doesn't prove that there isn't domestic violence. Thankfully, there are law enforcement that do get it when there's a repeat calls to the police department. And what's really the crux of domestic violence is that it repeatedly happens, and the abuser who returns back, he always gets worse, not better. And that has been the story of domestic violence. The offender will keep pushing how far he can get away with things. Like when you have a head of the household in your family and there are repeat offenders returning back to abuse a member of your household or somebody, what happens is, unless there is witnesses or other valid reports of PFAs or any other history of abuse, it's very difficult just from the start. You just, all you can do is report it as an intruder or someone is coming to assault you. Simple assault is like, taking things from that person, and it always gradually gets worse. Like in the case last year, this abuser, and he came into my apartment and trashed my bedroom. And the police here did nothing really to pursue the case. Like, I mean, they saw the images, they came in, they took pictures. Same thing with the other victimization issues. So we are at a standstill. And so I'm getting help from this program that is helping me finally leave once and for all the area. And see, the abuser wants it his way. He wants to control every aspect of the home, even from locking the door when it's not even his home. He's not on the lease. He's not a part of the household. He's just somebody that feels he can control aspects of the home. When he locks the door, I'm concerned, okay? Because I know what false imprisonment looks like, and I know what feeling trapped feels like. And that feeling of him coming in the door is a yucky, awful feeling, okay? Especially because I have a fiance, okay? And his role in my life is minimal right now because he's out of town. So I'm home alone, and I've contacted the hotline to tell the hotline what's going on. And this has been going on for several months. In fact, several years. And it's escalated to the point where I fear for my life, I asked the doctors about other options about medicine, and they were giving me a difficult time today. I have dental issues because of an assault, and I'm concerned. I'm concerned that no one's listening. I'm concerned that no one pays attention. I fear the worst when abuse goes on for long periods of time, especially when we talk about it every day. And we don't talk about it just in general. We're talking about specific incidents that are occurring as we speak. Like today, it was the cigarette roller, the machine, and it was the door. And then, because every day it seems like something has happened. anytime there's another boyfriend or someone else, they get worse, the abusers, okay? Anytime the victim leaves the abuser, it gets worse, okay? So when we talk about abuse and domestic violence, we know the pattern of behavior. We know that there's patterns. It seems like at the end of the night, he still wants to control the situation, okay? And this has been going on for 20 years, okay? He's not a husband. He doesn't pay the rent or utilities. I mean, this is insane. You know, he's not a contributor of the household. So I'm looking at the actions and behaviors of other people, and they're like, they're not saying anything. But see, this is what breaking the silence is about. And we're going to go a step further about breaking the silence on domestic violence. I mean, it is imperative that people start talking about what they saw. Even if they don't know what exactly happened, all they have to say is, I felt uncomfortable or I was afraid for my safety. It's that simple. You don't have to have an elaborate explanation. I've learned this firsthand, that whenever I got hit, I didn't expect it. I didn't see it coming, okay? And do you know that the police took pictures of my teeth after I got hit, okay? I had blood on my face. Like, I didn't start out that way, okay? And no one wants to take sides, okay? But the bottom line is, when somebody is bleeding and you come to their aid, or they're on a gurney, and you see police cars blocking the street to stop an offender, okay? It gets real, okay? It gets really real. So you should know what to expect, you know. Thank God there are law enforcement that do get it. They do, okay? A lot of people take it for granted, and it's sad. They take this victimization as if it happens to everybody. It doesn't happen to everybody at all. It's just, it happens to the same people. And you'll notice the ones that get picked on, or the ones that get bullied at school, at home, at work. They're not at work anymore. They're not at school anymore. So that doesn't mean the problem's over. It means they have to vacate their properties over abuse. So I want you to join me in breaking the silence on domestic violence and abuse and child sexual abuse, because that's the only way we can rescue people, at least get everyone talking.